A, it's fun, but B, I have cousins coming from England, and so we haven't seen them in a while, and so now they have little kids, and it'll be a lot of fun. And then plus I have some other cousins coming from locally who will be joining us there. But all that to say, I know that most people, when they're traveling, they have a hard time, sticking to a plan or even thinking that there's any way that they can lose fat. So I'm gonna share a few things that I do to stay, first of all, if I was in a fat loss phase, how I could still manage to lose fat while traveling. And then also how to maintain. Maybe you're where you want to be, but you don't want to gain more weight, right? And so, as a lot of my clients, like, I love when clients have a lot of trips coming up, because we get to work on the skill of losing fat while traveling together. And so that's a big thing. Like, a lot of times people will want to be like, oh, well, once I get back from these trips, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I want to be with you while you're traveling, because what you're gonna see is that you can lose fat in any situation, in any circumstance ever, possible. So here's some of the things I do, and some of these are specific Disney things, but most of them you can apply to anywhere. So number one, I'll always, we all know protein is going to be number one, and there's tons of videos about why. Like, I've made a lot of videos about why you need that. Women, we want to aim for 100 to 150 grams. Men, we want to aim for 150 to 200 grams. And you're gonna look better, you're gonna feel more full, you're gonna keep your muscle and strength, and then there's a lot of seagulls out there. Okay, just in the middle of the street. Protein is gonna be number one. So the first thing that I do is I'll head over to the CVS and grab a bunch of protein. Okay, so like, I'm going for 2 days. I'll probably grab 4 to 6 bottles. As soon as we check in, I'm gonna walk on over to the CVS, which is on the corner, and I'm gonna go pick up, enough protein for 2 or 3 days. That's gonna give me my baseline. Like, I think from protein shakes alone, I'll probably get 140, 150 grams of protein. So I'm not even concerned about, oh my God, how am I gonna eat my protein? I'm gonna drink it, all right? And so then all my food, all my meals, it's literally like carbs and fats, and I could eat whatever I want pretty much, right? I will still focus on protein heavy options because that just tastes better to me. But if you think about it, like, if your target is 180, right? Like, for me, my target is 180 to 200 grams of protein. And you've already taken care of 140 grams, and so that leaves me, then I have 2,000 calories. That leaves me, 150 times 4, 600. So that leaves me 1,500 calories, 1,400 calories to do whatever I want with. That's a lot of food, right? And then, now here's the next thing that I do. If you've been watching all the V8 stuff, right? So I've been drinking like 4 cans of V8 every day. It is vegetables. Despite what some people might want you to think, it has vitamins and minerals. It has tons of sodium and potassium, and these are really good, okay? Another thing that a lot of people don't know about is often you feel like you're hungry, but it's because you're not adequately you don't have enough potassium, okay? And so people have been like made this thing about salt and sodium and potassium, this huge thing. Oh my God, we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but you need sodium and potassium, and you need a lot of it, right? If you have current health problems, like blood pressure stuff, then work to get rid of those. But other than that, we need more sodium than we think. All right, and so I'll drink those, and then while we're walking around at Disneyland, I'll hit a pickle and a pineapple spear, at least one of those, because I want that water, right? I want that hydration, and again, more sodium and potassium, and then the pineapple, A, it just tastes good, and B, you're getting more vitamins and minerals. So one of the things that really causes problems is when people are traveling, generally they eat even shittier than when they're at home, right? And they're not getting any kind of nutrients. So you tend to also drink less water, so you get dehydrated more. So I like to kind of address those main things. And then there's always room for a churro or two. And then, whatever we're gonna eat, I'll always like to get protein options, because here's the thing. People make a big deal about, oh, this restaurant, this food, that, like, most food is actually not that great. And so I don't like to waste calories on things that are actually not that good. And so for Disneyland, there's a couple of places that I do think are decent that I like. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Disneyland food is the fucking best food in the world, because it is. For as much money as they spend, I would think that their food would be better. But area, like, they have chicken skewers, like rice. I think they have vegetables like skewered. But anyway, so that's a good option. And then in the Star Wars area, they have one restaurant that also has a few similar like meat type options, but all day and like just all that greasy stuff. I will say, the first time I went to, or a few years back, I went to the Pizza Planet, and the pizza was trash. This last October, we went with my in-laws, and it was not bad. So I did have a slice. So the point is, one, do all the right stuff, but don't be also, like, know what you're doing, and then don't be afraid. Like, one day is not gonna fucking kill you. It's not gonna make you fat. One weekend is not gonna kill you. And if you're doing the right stuff, you can have it all. You can enjoy things, you can keep losing weight, and let's not forget, this is the last thing, because I gotta pick some stuff up here. The last thing is, I'm still gonna work out. The hotel has a great hotel gym. And secondarily, I know I'm gonna get about 20,000 steps, low end, per day. So 10,000 steps, you could say, is about 250 calories. So if I really wanted to be like, okay, I can actually eat, if I'm gonna replace all those, I don't recommend doing this, but like, okay, if I'm getting 20,000, that's 500 extra calories. So I could actually bump my calories to 2,500 and still be in the same place and be on track. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, as always, you're always open to, welcome to finding me on Instagram, shoot me a message, whatever questions you have. My goal is to help people and, continue to share encouragement, positivity, because that's where real strength is. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of negativity just in general. And it's hard to get things done when you're negative. It's hard to do the stuff that makes you feel good when you don't feel good. And so you want to be positive to yourself, and you want to be positive towards others. This doesn't mean you got to kiss people's asses, but you want to take a firm stand for yourself and these principles. So again, if you have questions, Instagram, find me. I will see you guys. If you have any other questions like that you want to see about what I'm going to be doing, like how I'm going to go about it, leave it in the comments.